Hello everyone, my name is Seven and I'm here to present my my presentation 2079 Teenage Shift. That's the name of it. I'm doing a TED Talk, as you can see. It's TEDx. It's on some old math homework and have anything available to me. My claim here is that by the year 2079, the teenage brain and teenagers in general will be completely different. Completely. And I'll be providing some evidence from professionals, myself, and some personal theories I personally made. So I'm starting off with the biggest change here, just going off huge, getting over with. The introduction of teenage robot brains. Yeah, the president at the time of the year 2079, his name is James Charles. He will order French fries from McDonald's, future McDonald's, of course. And there's a teenager working there, and the teenager will give him fries that are a little bit soggy. And Mr. President's used to the best of the best. He's top class, so he gets a little infuriated. So he decides to introduce robot brains implanted. They'll be implanted to every teenager, so they don't make so imperfections like those soggy fries will never happen ever again, like never. And in theory, it sounds good, but in practice, it kind of loses the free will of the people, which is not something that teenagers like, I guess. Um, so teenagers are forced from their homes and have this brain procedure, right? And there's a few teens though that rebel against this. They don't want to be forced to have their brains switched with robot brains. So they spend the rest of their lives hiding from the government, so they don't have to, so they can remain fully human. These teens are just hiding in the world, in a world where over 90% of teens have robot brains. Eventually, they're tired of it, and there's a huge race war between the fully human teenagers and the cyber teens. Um, like the teenagers have like big machine guns, like, and like the robot teens like pew 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 pew. Yeah, like, shooting out their hands and stuff. Well, actually, they wouldn't do that because they only have robot brains, so shooting out their brains and stuff, I guess. Um, but the human brains obviously are nowhere near as strong as robots, and they lose in a matter of seconds. And boom, all teenagers are robots for the rest of humanity, I guess, or at least for the rest of 2079. Who knows what happens after that, man? Um, and here's a quote from scientist Madeline Holcombe. Uh, this quote states, "Teens can cause a headache." This quote is from a CNN article about the teenage brain, and obviously we can tell that adults like Madeline Holcombe are already getting tired of teenagers, and this introduction might not be too far fetched. Um, they're already after us. So, my next prediction is that teenage marriages legal in America. Don't like it? Too bad. Get over it, bigot. They're gonna be allowed, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Um, Live with it, bud. Uh, Now let's go all the way to the Philippines here for my next point. Go to the Philippines. The teenage hip hop scene there just blows up. It just blows up. Here's a quote from the Raising Children Network from an article about the teenage brain. "You'll probably want to keep an eye on your child." Now that quote is definitely something you want to listen to once you hear the lyrics from these teenage Filipino rappers. It gets pretty violent. Your teens are definitely being exposed to the bad stuff there. Speaking of music, Australian teenage punk scene completely dies. Never coming back. You can't revive it. If you even try to revive it, you're probably gonna die yourself. It's just that dead. Staying on the topic of music here, teenage pop star Franklin Creamy. He blows up and becomes a global sensation all across the world. Everyone loves Franklin Creamy. He sells like billions of CDs I guess aren't kind of obsolete. So like he sells billions of Apple Music things, Spotify, Bandcamp, whatever people use in 2079. I don't know. That's not my expertise. Um, Now there's a rapper from the 2060s. A little bit 10, 19 years before that. His name is Big Creamy, and he tries to sue Franklin Creamy for like stealing his name and stuff, but the lawsuit settled once everyone realizes that Franklin Creamy's real name is actually Franklin Creamy. Like his parents' last names are Creamy. It's kind of strange, but Um, aliens. Something scientists have been talking about for a long time. They finally arrive on Earth after all this time. But and they come in total peace. They just want to make friends with us, learn about us. We learn about them. but they're instantly killed by the robot teens, so that kind of sucks, I guess. But in Botswana, every teen there is kidnapped and transferred to a different country, like spread out, dispersed from every country around the world by an unknown force. I'm not saying I support it. I'm just saying it's probably going to happen, unfortunately. Their parents and younger kids can't go with them. The teens are just, no one knows what country they're being sent to. Some go to Iceland, some go to like, who knows, like Australia. No one knows. Whatever other countries are in the world, I don't know that many. The Amazonian Yanomamo tribe. The teens there are taught to play Minecraft. So, Minecraft addicted teens in the Yanomamo tribe in the Amazon jungle. And last point here, teens with functioning kidneys are discriminated against. Yeah. And while I strongly believe all this stuff I mentioned might happen, it might not, Here's another quote that says, "The new research suggests that we have plenty of rethinking to do." This is a quote from an Edutopia article by Stephen Merrill. This quote just shows that we can't always know what happens in the future, We can always predict it like I did and use some other research that's, might figure it out. But we can never exactly know what's going to happen. So we just kind of have to, hope it goes right, I guess. That's about it. See ya.
I was outnumbered. Scammed Adam 22 off no jumper.
Just stole some of my grandma's perks and now she got mad. Killed the orphan's parents and now he's sad. Chilling at home listening to Igor. Got so high I saw a dinosaur. Bruh.